Hi everyone. In this tutorial I'm going to show the details of CNA's new certificate PDF feature on the eReinsure negotiation platform. By the end of the video you should understand how to send a submission, review and respond to quotes, and how to bind the submission with the new CNA certificate functionality. Now, if you're already familiar with eReinsure, much of the placement process will look the same, but we'll walk through a placement now and I'll be sure to highlight new functionality as we see it. After you've logged in and you are at your eReinsure desk, you will go ahead and click on the Create Submission link at the top of the page. Just fill out the fields on the page. In our example, I'll create a submission called XYZ Company. The required fields are marked with a red asterisk, and for the sake of simplicity in this demonstration, I'll focus mainly on those. Enter the policy number, and if you don't know the policy number at this point, you will be able to enter it on the Request to Bind step. The policy and reinsurance effective date fields default to a 1-year term, but those can be changed manually. Just make sure that the terms and conditions of the reinsurance line up with the term correctly. What follows next are some custom fields for CNA. There are green question mark icons associated with various fields throughout the app to help clarify what is wanted. If you need some help, mouse over or click on them for more details. Select your class and policy type and indicate which template you want to use. In this example, I will choose property for the class and large property for the policy type. Your template selection will determine the types of fields you might fill out on the next page. All the remaining pages will be the same regardless of your template choice. Most eReinsure users find that the short form template is the quickest and most flexible. So that's what I'll use in this example. Select your currency and then click Next Step to enter the underwriting information. The short form template is divided into different sections, for each of which you can attach files or enter descriptions into the text boxes. For browsers that support drag and drop functionality, you can drag files from a folder and just drop them into the Attach File window. There isn't a limit to the number, type, or size of the attachments. Once all of your attachments and descriptions have been added, click Next Step. On Step 3, we enter the numbers for the coverage requested. Put a date by which you need a quote. The policy information section concerns the original policy, not just the reinsurance. Enter the full figure of the policy limit. In this example, we'll put $78 million. Then you'll indicate CNA's share of the original policy. We'll put 100%. Then any underlying limit or self-insured retention. Then we can move on to fill out the reinsurance request itself. There are very few required fields on this page, in case you've already communicated this information via attachment. But you can assign the request a name to distinguish it from other potential requests. Input the coverage requested, the layer limit, for example 100% part of 15 million. Enter an attaching point. I'll put 5 million. And then if you wish, you can fill out the proposed layer premium field to give them an approximate idea of what you're looking for, or just leave it blank. By clicking gross, you can open up the ceding commission field. Basis of acceptance is a required field. In this example, we're choosing excess of loss. That will be followed by a host of CNA custom fields, coverage requested, policy limits, ALAE handling, retentions, etc. As you scroll down, you will see attached by default the CNA Certificate of Facultative Reinsurance General Conditions. Feel free to attach your other terms and conditions or copy them from wherever they reside and paste them into the text box. Now, if you would like to specify any additional lines, layers, or quotes, click the Add Another Request button. Clicking that button would display an additional fresh set of request fields, just like the ones we've filled out. The system can handle as many requests as you need. In our example, we'll just keep it to the one. There are other comment fields with attachment capabilities on this page as well. It is always a good idea to save your work. You can use the save icon at the bottom and stay on this same page, or use the Save as Draft button to exit the submission and return at a later time. When you're finished with this page, you can move on to the next step. Those who are already familiar with eReinsure will notice that the page we're looking at now is a new page. It is important that you use this page to review the details of the submission and verify that all of the information is correct. We have highlighted the named insured and the policy number. If you need to change something, click back, and when you're satisfied that all is correct, click Verified down at the bottom. This takes us to step 5, wherein we select the markets. Here you will be presented with your own personal distribution list. Choose which markets you want to receive the submission. If you don't see the individual you want to send the submission to, you can add them by clicking the blue button, Add More Markets or Recipients. Once you've made your selections, click Next Step. Here you will be able to review the submission and make sure that the correct markets have been indicated. When you click Submit, you will be brought back to your home page with a note letting you know that your submission has been sent. Immediately, the markets you've sent it to will automatically be notified via email. To find the submission, you just have to look in the My Submissions section at the bottom of your My Desk page. It will be there with the status of In Progress. If you want to update the submission or send it to additional markets, reassign it to another underwriter, etc., just click on the named insured and follow the links to do so. Once the markets have quoted back, you will receive a notification email, and you can link in directly to the quote from that notification email, or you will find the quote on the My Desk page under the Quotes to Review section. Pay special attention to the red italicized font. That indicates that something changed from when your request was originally sent. At the bottom, you'll see your options to retract the submission, not accept it, issue a counter offer, or request to bind. Let's go ahead and click on Request to Bind. A summary of the quote appears at the top, and a list of CNA custom fields will be displayed. Once again, the red asterisk indicating those that are required. I'll go ahead and fill these out real quick. When finished, click Enter Certificate Data. This page that we're looking at now is part of the new functionality. The fields on this screen will be used in generating a PDF of the CNA certificate within eReinsure. Scroll down and review the details on this screen, making adjustments or adding comments as you see fit. When satisfied, click Create Draft Certificate. eReinsure will then generate a PDF of the CNA certificate. You will note that this is only a draft of the certificate and carries the draft watermark. Review the draft certificate, and if you need to make any corrections, click Correct Certificate. If, on the other hand, you're satisfied, go ahead and click Approve Draft Certificate, Request to Bind. The system will ask if you're sure. When you click OK, you will be brought back to My Desk, and a note will be displayed letting you know that your request to bind has been sent. The market at this point will be notified via email, and they will be able to review the draft certificate when they agree to bind. If the market wants to continue negotiating changes, they can still respond back to you with those changes. Otherwise, they will agree to bind. You will receive an email letting you know when a market has agreed to bind, and a message will appear in your Messages to Review section on the home page. with the status of certificate issued. You will see the named insured will continue to show under the bottom section, My Submissions, with the status of in progress until it has been moved into your filing cabinet and cleaned off your home page. In order to review the finalized certificate and clean it off the home page, just go ahead and click on the named insured. Then click View next to the bound line, and that will take you to the Summary of Agreement page. You can review the finalized certificate by scrolling down to the Certificates section. The PDF will be there with the certificate number. You can open it up and take a look. Here is a view of the final cert. You will see that the draft watermark is gone. And if you scroll down, at the bottom there may be a Reinsure reference certificate number, referencing the Reinsure or broker certificate. I'll go ahead and close out of this now. When you are ready to move this submission to the filing cabinet, click back and then select the option Move to Filing Cabinet under the Tasks section. That will clean it off your home page and move it into your filing cabinet, always accessible via the link at the top of the page. That concludes this overview of creating the submission and taking it through a negotiation until it is bound, including the new certificate PDF functionality. Of course, there are many more tools in eReinsure that you will be able to use to make your reinsurance transaction easier, like sending a renewal, making an endorsement, or just updating or reviewing your submissions. Feel free to call eReinsure support for any assistance. Thank you.